Hey y'all, it's K Divine. I just wanted to come on here real quick and tell y'all, and I'm not like this is, I know lately I've been talking about narcissism a lot, but I really just want to talk about work real quick because I'm not sure who this message is for, but that job is not your end all be all. Um, I've talked before about how a lot of you are not like built for the 9 to 5 life, and I'm not saying that you can't have a regular job because like I said before, like we have bills to pay. Unfortunately, you know, awakening in a system like this can be very depressing because it's difficult to enter back into the matrix when you understand it and you see it for what it is. And it's like, I would love to just, I wish my business, I wish whatever it is that I want to do with myself would just pop off real quick and I could just start making money. But a lot of times things just don't happen like that. I mean, for some people, they start doing something and within, a couple of months, and, they're making what they want. But that just oftentimes isn't the case for the majority of people. Some of us really do have to put in, like, a lot of time, effort, and energy into what it is that we want to do and really build something from the ground up. And a lot of us don't have help, like it's not like we have a lot of us don't have a ton of friends or a ton of family that is willing to help us, whether that be financially or helping you take care of your kids, or, you know, just being of, trying to give you resources or encouragement at the very least. A lot of us don't have that. So it's like you got to be graceful with yourself, knowing that that is always going to be the goal, though. Like whatever your career path is, like whatever it is right now, whatever it is you want to do with yourself. I don't care if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to try to break into the music industry, if you're trying to get into sports, whatever it is that you're doing, or whatever it is you want to do, I want you to have in your mind, like, that's always the goal. Because one of the things that I got myself caught up in over the years was complacency. Now, I didn't quite know what it is I wanted to do for a long time. I wasn't quite sure. Um, at first, I thought I was going to go and be a counselor, because, I have a degree in psychology. So I was like, well, I'll just get my master's and then I can, start taking clients. But then I realized I don't really want to work with people that way. And that's when I started looking into coaching. And I started looking into coaching years ago, right? But one, I was afraid of myself. I didn't know what that would look like for me. And I was like, well, what about if I'm not good enough? What about if people don't like what I have to say? What if people don't want to book with me? And so I was like, well, this is the safe route. I've been at this job for a few years and I have a good position, and it's fine. Like I can just try to work my way up in this and I'll be fine. And when things started crumbling and crashing at that job, and I was just like, man, I got to figure out something else. And that's when I came back to coaching. And I was like, you know what? I got to be serious about this. And, even though this year has been a huge struggle for me, one thing I was able to accomplish was getting my certification. And I was really proud of myself for that because it was not easy doing it, especially through all of the hard days that I had. Waking up every day trying to, you know, just figure things out and make it was really, really hard this year. And this is why I'm saying, like, whatever it is that you do for a living right now, stop looking at that thing as it, like, don't ever feel like that's the end for you, because this is not the end. Don't treat that job like that's the only place that you'll ever be able to go, the only people who will ever give you a chance, because that's just not even true. Because like the new job that I have, this is not in the same, not even remotely in the same industry that I was working in previously. So, you know somebody else is going to see something in you and they're going to want you to work for them. But always remember that the ultimate goal is always to be your own boss, and don't tell people that. Don't tell people, like, don't tell them when you're going in for those interviews and stuff. Like, if you are in the midst of having your own business, like if you're, if you have things going on, but you still need to make income so that you can get things together for yourself, don't tell those people everything that you got going on in the background, because some of those jobs, like when they find out that you're really talented, when they find out that you are very valuable, because all of you, whoever's watching this, you're valuable to whatever team, whatever company, whatever corporation, wherever it is that you are placed, that you work at, you are valuable. People don't want to lose you. I promise you, like, people, the type of work that you do, the way that you show up, most people have never seen other people do the things that you have done. Okay. So you have to understand that when you're building something, this is why I tell y'all to move in silence. Like, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, because that job is to pay the bills. That is to help you, fund the things that you need so that you can go and do what it is that you want to do. But don't make that thing your end all be all. Don't go in there telling them people what it is you got planned, because a lot of those people, y'all will find people will be jealous over a little shit. People will be mad that you're doing more than them, even though they have the capacity to do the same thing. Like, you got kids, you got bills. You got a whole bunch of other stuff going on. You got, like I said, you got kids, you got bills to pay, and but you're still working on what your dream is, because you're not giving up on yourself. And there are people who have, like I said, they fall into that complacency. They say to themselves, well, this is the safe route. This is as good as it's going to get for me, and I'm not going to be able to, do anything else. Or, they don't believe in themselves enough to go and do the things that they really want to do, because they're too scared. But you're not like that. And and a lot of people will either try to doubt you, or they'll try to find a way to sabotage you, to set you back. And this is where gossip and stuff will come in too. If you're telling people what it is that you're trying to do, they'll start talking about you, and they'll start trying to negatively talk about you, because maybe something that you're doing, behind the scenes, whatever your business is or whatever it is you're doing, maybe the company that you're working for might need somebody like you doing what it is that you want to do. And a lot of people aren't going to want to see you get to that point, because I've told y'all before, a lot of people, they want to see you do good. They just don't want to see you doing better than them. And some of them know that whatever you're going to do, that you're going to be successful. And some of these people really just want to stop you so that they don't have to watch that happen. This is why some of y'all been under heavy, heavy spiritual warfare for a very long time. And it is because you got a lot of people who have been watching you. I promise y'all right now, you have people who are checking your social media pages. You got people who are, neighbors and stuff that are always checking to see when you leaving, what you doing, where you going. God forbid one day you switch it up one day and you don't go where you usually go, and somebody's like, what's going on? When you don't go to the grocery store at the same time that you usually do. This is why you got to switch up your routine. Like, I like having routines. It's good for my brain, but sometimes you got to switch up how you do stuff and where you go, and because you got a lot of people who are watching you, because they don't understand you. They want to understand how it is that you operate the way that you operate, because these people don't have the energy that you do. This is why those energy vampires, them people who come around you with them stank ass attitudes, they be trying to, like I've been telling y'all, they come around with, trying to pick fights with you, or trying to find something to say negatively to you so that you can get upset, so y'all can get in an argument, and then they can have something to talk about, like, oh yeah, well, I was just trying to help her and she just went off on me. Like, they just are hoping that they can get something negative about you, like some sort of experience, so that they can tell people like, oh yeah, well, they're not as great as you think they are, like that's what these people are aiming for. And I promise you, that will slow you down. Don't let people slow you down. Okay? Because that is really what this comes down to. Whatever it is that you are supposed to be doing, whatever the Most High has called you to do, that is where you're supposed to be going. The journey to that is going to be rough. I don't care what anybody says. And I've said this before, nothing good comes easy. Nothing that lasts long or that stays comes easy. It just doesn't. And if it comes fast and easy, it will go just as quickly. It will go just as quickly. This is why I said to y'all like like a few weeks ago, and then I just recently got another email from this thing called Tube Boost. And at first I was like, when I first read the email that they sent me, it was like, oh, we can help you get the subscribers and stuff that you need so you can get monetized. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then when I downloaded the app and I looked at it, I was like, oh, wait. Y'all want me to pay? You want me to pay for subscribers? And I was like, oh, this is what people do. This is what people be saying when like they bought their subscribers, they bought their views. And I was like, I don't understand what people mean when they say that. And now I see, and I was like, no, I'm not spending money on this just so that I can say, oh yeah, I got 500. I want to actually have 500 people, real people who want to watch my channel. Thank you, and shout out to all of the almost 50 we got on the channel right now. Thank you so much to my new subscribers. Welcome to the family. But like I told y'all, like I'm trying to build this from the ground up. I want to make it out the mud. Like I want to be like I want real people to come to me and be interested in what I have to say genuinely and want to continue to watch me, because it's like if I gotta buy views, that's not helping me to gain any clientele. If they're fake, not really. Like, so it's like, cause I want to interact with real people and I want to build this thing out the mud. Like, I'm so glad that even like, I haven't even been doing this a year, and I'm just glad to see, like, I feel like every week my numbers grow, and I'm glad to see it. And I'm so thankful to everyone who watches my videos consistently. I really do appreciate that. And for all the new people, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. But I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute, but I just really wanted to let y'all know, like, whatever it is that the Most High is calling you to do, I need you to put your focus on that. Yes, go to that job, get your bills paid, take care of yourself, look good, smell good, all of the things. But don't go in there thinking that this is your safe route. Playing it safe is what ends up making you go crazy. And this what usually ends up happening for you when you try to play it safe if something bad happens. And I'm going to use Jim Carrey as an example. Jim Carrey talks about his dad in an interview, and he was saying how his dad was a very funny man and that he could have easily been, a comedian and been a really, really like big comedian if his dad would have taken that route. But his dad decided to be an accountant because that was the more practical and safe route to go. And one day his dad got laid off of his job, and the family was homeless, and they were living in like an RV or something like that for some time before they were able to get back on their feet. And Jim Carrey's advice always was taking the safe route. You could still lose everything taking the safe route. So you might as well bet on yourself. Bet on your dreams. You really don't know either. Like, especially coming down to the social media stuff, you have no idea. One day it could be you. One thing I've learned about social media so far, and I even haven't been doing it that long, is that some of the stuff that you think is going to get a lot of views doesn't always do as well as you think it is. And then some of the stuff that you're just like, I'm not sure about this one, can blow up and go viral. Like, you will be surprised. Like, you could literally start doing something like, say you're into music, say that you make your own music. You could post something on your YouTube or on TikTok or something, and then it becomes super viral and everyone's listening to you. Like, you can literally go from being nobody to somebody so quickly. And I mean, that's how the Most High works a lot of times. while you're in your waiting season, while you're being patient and you're growing, because as we know, prayer without works is dead. You can't just be sitting here saying, asking God, like, God, I want some money. God, I want to be famous. God, I want this. God, I want that. And you're not willing to put no work into it. If you're not willing to work for it, then yeah, this is why people be jealous of y'all, because of your work ethic. They hate that they claim, they feel like, why does this person have all this stuff? But it's like, but I worked for this. I'm not sitting on my ass doing nothing. I'm not sitting back every day when I come home from work and I'm just, I just kick my feet up and watch Netflix all night. I would love to, but I also want to do this one day. And if I don't start now, when am I going to do it? And a lot of people hate that because they know they could be doing it themselves, but they're not. And they want you to stop because they don't want to have to self-reflect in the fact that they are selling themselves short. So they also want you to sell yourself short. This is why people will tell you things like, oh, no, not you. You couldn't do that. This is why people will be haters immediately after you tell them what you're doing. This is why you need to keep whatever it is that you're doing private until it pops off. You don't got to go everywhere to promote yourself. You don't have to go on your Facebook and your Instagram page trying to promote your videos. I mean, if that's what you want to do, by all means. But one thing I have found, I get way more support from strangers than I ever have from my family. People who I've never met before interact and talk to me and encourage me more than the people who raised me, the people whose blood runs through my veins. I get way more support from people that don't know anything about me other than what it is that I post. And they are so much more nicer to me than my family ever has been. And I mean, the people around you they always want to see you as being small because that's the way they think. They can't imagine you being bigger than that because they have small minds. What did J. Cole call it? The Ville mentality. This is why you got to get out your hometown too. You're destined to be so much bigger. So don't get too comfortable at them jobs. I'm not saying just abruptly go and quit your job. Please don't just do that, especially when you got stuff to do. Like I went through that and I didn't just abruptly, quit my job, but I did go without a job for 10 months and that was really hard. And getting back into the workforce has been difficult, but it's been kind of refreshing because, making money and I wasn't making no money and I had to use my retirement just to get by this year was hard, And it's like I'm still rebuilding. I'm still trying to figure things out. But things are going to get better. And I'm telling y'all this because this is a conversation I was having with myself about this job. Because, I talked to one of my regional managers the other day. And he was real straight up with me. And I really appreciated that. He was like, these jobs are like stepping stones. He was like, so what is it that you want to do? And I was like, I really don't know. I don't know. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I want to be at this level and this position in this many months because I was like, I don't know. I said, but I'm open because it's like, y'all know, like my thing is leadership. Like that's what I was studying for my master's, leadership and organizational management. So I was like, any way that I can be in a leadership position, because that helps me do this. That helps me see things from a perspective that other people don't see. That's why I appreciate leadership type of positions. So, and not that I need to be in a leadership position to do this, but it gives me a totally different perspective. So, I'm telling y'all this because I don't want y'all getting too comfortable and feeling like whatever it is that you're doing now that's it. That's all you're ever going to be able to do, because that's just not true at all. You got it in you to do more. And one day people are going to look back and be like, man, the people are going to start coming to you. Thank you, Spirit. Like people are going to start coming to you because there are people right now who were watching you. There are people who are jealous of you now. Like, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now are going to be trying to come in your DMs and stuff, talk about something. How did you do that? How did you do it? Because they're going to be in the same spot you left them in while you done built yourself up, you're building your empire. You done made moves and you ain't even done. You just got a little bit going on of what you was trying to get to. Because it's like the more you go, the better it gets, right? And they gonna be calling you, texting you, trying to get in contact with you, talk about some, hey, what's your secret? How did you do that? Like, we worked together. We had the same amount of hours. How are you going home every day and doing that? And you got 2 kids and you got this going on, and I can't even go home and not sit down on the couch and, bed rot all day. And but like they're gonna ask you what you did, because they're not gonna understand. They're not going to understand how y'all came from the same neighborhood. They're not going to understand how y'all worked at the same 9-to-5 job. They're not going to understand how you lived in the same neighborhood, in the same apartment complex. They're not going to understand how your lives seem to be so similar, yet you were able to surpass something that they have pretty much blocked off for themselves. Because I always believe, like, nothing is impossible, really. The only thing that makes things impossible is your mindset. If you tell yourself that you can't do something, then you're not going to do it. If you, like, the one thing that I made sure of when I started this channel was that my goal was to at least post every day. And for the most part, I do that. But one thing I kept telling myself, especially in the beginning, because it's really difficult in the beginning when you start making a YouTube channel or anything for that matter, when you're posting, because you don't have a lot of interaction. You might get 1 view or 2 views there, especially within those first few months. And it's hard to kind of keep going because you're like, how am I going to get picked up on the algorithm? What do I need to do? And the only thing that I can say, especially when it comes to the social media stuff, just post. You have no idea what's going to happen. I'm surprised and shocked that I have as many people as I do now watching my channel every day. Like, in that one specific video, I've been telling y'all that my first video that I talked about gang stalking, that is the one video that has done the most views, and I still don't know why. And maybe it's because gang stalking has become so prevalent in this country, or maybe not. Well, it's not even just this country. I've had people from other countries tell me that they were being gang stalked too. So maybe gang stalking is just so prevalent now that more people are interested in learning about it and figuring out what the hell is happening to them, because I've told y'all that the goal of gang stalking is to make you feel like you're crazy, make you self-destruct, and do the dirty work. It's slow death. They want you to go crazy and kill yourself so that they don't have to get their hands dirty. That's why they hire a whole bunch of random ass people who don't know you to follow you around to make you feel like, you have no privacy, really. They literally are tapping into your GPS and all this other stuff in your phone. Some of y'all have had your phones copied and shit like that. So it's like, and to regular people, they don't believe that stuff happens. And that's why I think it's just so crazy that video has like over 450 views. And I made that thing like 4 or 5 months ago, and it still gets views every single day. So, it's like, you never know what content is going to do well and what is not going to do as well. You just got to keep posting. You just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. You got a lot of people watching you. You have no idea who's on the other side of that screen watching you. You don't know. A lot of people be making fake profiles out here nowadays. So you have no idea who's really paying attention to you, and they're watching you grow. You might start getting phone calls and emails and things of that nature because people want to work with you. So I just say keep going. Do what you want to do and keep going. All right. It's your girl, K Divine. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.